Hi there guys, Tom Quayle here for Sound Effects Premiere in Ormskirk, back again for another demo, this time of another Relish guitar. Now we've looked before at the Relish Jane and the Mary, and they were kind of really interesting constructions because both guitars had an inner kind of section. The Mary was wooden and the Jane had an aluminium frame that meant that the actual sides of the guitar, the top and the back I should say really, are not really in contact with that inner frame. And that means that you get incredible resonance and sustain. Now, what you find is that the Jane with its aluminium frame is really quite expensive because the construction techniques involved require quite advanced techniques, and there's a lot of aluminium in there. So the wooden Mary was the kind of compromise, if you like. So you could have the same construction ideals, but with wood instead of aluminium. Now they've come out with this guitar. This is actually this particular one is called the Bloody A Mary. But the A Mary is basically the same thing as the wooden version of the Mary, but with an aluminium insert. So, looking at this now, let's show you on this camera, you can see quite a thin piece of aluminium in there. Now, that's very different to what you found on the larger full aluminium frame that you'd find on the more expensive Jane guitars. So these are slightly more budget friendly, still a very high-end guitar, but more budget friendly, but the same construction ideals. So what you've got are two high pressurized laminate pieces, high pressurized construction, so they're very, very well made. Laminate pieces for the top and for the back. Okay, now if I turn those over, you'll see they're basically identical, finished in this blood red finish. It looks really, really nice. All beautifully contoured, so very, very comfortable indeed. And then we've got the aluminium insert. Now the idea again is that those are actually, the aluminium top and bottom are actually mounted on magnetic mounting points that only make contact with the actual aluminium part very loose, well not loosely, but in small spots. And therefore when you lean on the guitar, when you've got your contacts in terms of your body and your arm on the guitar, you don't inhibit that natural resonance of the instrument. And the back will actually come off. If I don't want to have my pick in my mouth when I'm trying to speak. If I pull the back off, okay, there's the back piece. I'll show you that on that main camera. Okay, you can see the holes for the magnets. If I just put that down there a second, if I turn this over, here's your connection points, okay? So we've got those, 7 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the aluminium frame, really nicely constructed, beautifully finished. See the Relish logo on there, made in Switzerland. There's all your electronics, string through construction, so you take the back off to change the strings as well, which is really easy to do. It's very simple to get off. But they're very strong magnets. But all of this section, you never make contact with. And you've got the frame running down the center, and the neck is joined, bolted into this aluminium frame. And by doing that, you get this incredible level of resonance. It's really, really amazing how much sustain and resonance you get from these guitars. So again, to put that back on again, if I can pick it up, you just literally maneuver it into place, and the magnets will allow you to easily get that back on again. It's easier if I do it flat actually, then I'm not going to drop it. There we go, that's back on. And they hold it in place really strong, really strongly. So if you try and, it's not going to come off in the middle of a gig or anything. You have to use a bit of force to get it off. And then we've got a beautiful C-shaped maple neck, finished in this kind of satin, so very, very smooth, with a bamboo fretboard. So this is environmentally friendly as well, which is even better. Bamboo fretboards and stainless steel frets. So, I mean, you can't get a smoother feel than stainless steel. So you've got that very high-end boutique kind of vibe going on with these guitars. Really, really nice, and it aids the sustain even further. High-quality tuners, and then we've got Relish's own custom wound humbuckers here, which sound great. Again, own hardware, and the 3-way switch, volume and tone controls. Nothing flash in terms of electronics, no kind of coil splits or anything here. It's just a beautiful sounding guitar. So I'm going to let you hear it. I'm going to start on the neck position humbucker. I'm going through a Victory V40 clean amp with a little bit of reverb applied from the amplifier. For my clean tones, I'm going through a vertical 2x12 Victory cab that's mic'd up with an SM57 on the lower speaker, and I'm using a Wampler dual fusion for my overdrive sounds through channel 1. So now you know what the gear is. Let's have a listen to how it sounds. So, starting with the neck pickup, we get this. So the first thing you notice when you're playing one of these guitars is, again, just how incredible the sustain is. So if I just play that chord, just check this out. I'm not going to let that continue, but a lot of guitars exhibit quite a lot of sustain, but they tend to roll off quite quickly, and you're left with something that's not very musical. The bottom and the high, either the bottom end or the high end will roll off really quickly. So you still get a note sounding, but it doesn't sound great. This is just a pure, great sounding chord or note that you're playing all the way through. So if I play the G string open, that's incredible. That's absolutely amazing. Hopefully you guys can get the vibe of that. Almost like playing a piano and just holding down the pedal from the piano. Just, you don't need to hold the chord down. Just let the piano, let the notes ring out. There's no dampeners on the strings. It's incredible. So middle position, very kind of woody sound you've got here. Really sounds great. Amazing sounding guitar. Now if we go to the bridge position, again, sounds incredible. Very dynamic pickups. Again, superb sustain, amazing dynamics, phenomenal resonance, and it plays beautifully as well, incredibly easy to play, partly due to the setup and also partly due to the fact that the stainless steel frets and also the radius of the neck is very comfortable as well, or the fretboard I should say. So if we now switch over to the dual fusion, channel 1, gain, well, I'd say about 2/3 of the way up. Starting with the bridge pickup, we get this. And again here, that amazing sustain comes into play. So if I play the G string, you can hear the harmonics start to bloom out at the end as well. Amazing sound. Middle position. And then finally the neck as well. That would probably keep going all day if I just sat that vibrato there, just incredible. So a really great concept. Personally, I think it's an amazing looking guitar as well, great hardware, but more affordable than the full-sized aluminium frame equivalent from Relish. So it's kind of sitting in that in-between point. Really nice thing to have those options. So the wooden frame, this thin line aluminium frame, or the full-size aluminium frame. You've got options, so and obviously a price point to match. So there you have it, guys. That's the Relish Bloody A Mary. Awesome name as well. I'm Tom Quayle. This is Sound Effects Premiere, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.